When Officer Mark turned the corner that day, he never imagined his entire world would shatter in seconds. There, tied to a post with a cardboard sign that read "For sale, $1," was his missing K9 partner. What happened next left the whole town in disbelief. Before we start, make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country name in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. From the very first day Officer Mark met Rex, he knew this was no ordinary German Shepherd. The dog's sharp eyes seemed to look straight through a person, as if reading their soul. But beneath that fearless gaze was loyalty, pure, unshakable, and ready to serve. Together, they trained day and night. Rex learned to track scents, chase down criminals, and even detect explosives. Mark often said Rex wasn't just a K9 officer, he was his shadow. In the field, they moved as one, each anticipating the other's next move. It was a partnership forged in trust, strengthened by danger, and sealed with countless victories. But beyond duty, Rex was family. In quiet moments, Mark would whisper, "You're not just my partner, you're my brother." To him, Rex wasn't a dog, he was everything. It was a chilly autumn evening when Rex vanished. Mark had just finished a long shift and let Rex out into the yard for his usual run. But when he called him back, silence answered. At first, Mark thought Rex was chasing a squirrel, but minutes turned into hours, and panic began to take root. The department launched a full-scale search. Flyers went up, phone calls were made, and officers combed through neighborhoods, calling Rex's name. The sound of Mark's whistle echoed through empty streets night after night, but no familiar bark came in return. It was as though Rex had disappeared without a trace. Days blurred into weeks. Mark barely slept, haunted by the thought that he had failed his partner. Every time his phone rang, he hoped it was news of Rex. But hope faded, replaced by a gnawing grief. The town mourned alongside him, remembering the fearless K9 who had once been their hero. Months later, Mark was off duty, strolling through the town square on an ordinary Saturday morning. The air was crisp, and families bustled about with shopping bags and laughter. But then, something caught his eye. A small crowd gathered near a wooden post at the far end of the street. Curious, Mark walked closer, weaving through the murmuring onlookers. That's when his heart stopped. Tied tightly to the post, ribs faintly showing beneath his fur, was a German Shepherd he knew better than anyone. Rex. His once proud stance was gone, replaced with exhaustion and trembling legs. A crudely scribbled cardboard sign hung above his head, "For sale, $1." The sight made Mark's stomach twist. How could his decorated partner, the very dog who had saved countless lives, be reduced to this? For a moment, the world around him blurred. Mark froze, unable to breathe. His partner, his brother, had been found in the unlikeliest and most heartbreaking way imaginable. Mark's knees nearly buckled as he rushed forward. "Rex," he choked out, his voice breaking. The German Shepherd's ears perked, and for a split second, time seemed to stand still. Then, with a weak but unmistakable whimper, Rex's tail began to wag. Recognition flashed in his tired eyes. He knew his partner had come back for him. Dropping to the ground, Mark wrapped his arms around Rex, pulling him close despite the ropes that bound him. Tears streamed down his face as he buried his head into the dog's fur. Rex licked his cheek desperately, whining as if to say, "I waited for you." The crowd around them grew silent, some covering their mouths in disbelief, others wiping away tears at the raw, unfiltered reunion unfolding before them. For Mark, nothing else mattered. Not the stares, not the whispers, not the chaos of the square. All that mattered was that his partner was alive. After months of emptiness, the missing piece of his heart had finally been restored. The joyful reunion quickly gave way to questions. How had Rex, a decorated K9 officer, ended up here, frail, abandoned, and priced at $1? The townspeople whispered, their voices rising with anger. Mark's relief was soon replaced by determination. He needed answers, and he needed them now. As officers arrived to assist, an investigation was launched on the spot. Witnesses spoke of a man seen tying Rex to the post earlier that morning, slipping away before anyone could confront him. Tracing back through leads, investigators uncovered a chilling trail. Rex hadn't wandered off that night months ago. He had been stolen. Piece by piece, the story unfolded. Rex had been passed between cruel hands, used, neglected, and discarded when he was no longer valuable. The idea that someone had profited from his suffering enraged the community. For Mark, the truth cut deeper than any wound. His loyal partner hadn't abandoned him. Rex had been fighting to survive. And now, justice had to be served. The moment Rex's story spread, the town rallied like never before. Local news crews rushed to cover the astonishing discovery, broadcasting images of the once proud K9 now trembling in his officer's arms. Within hours, social media lit up with messages of outrage, compassion, and overwhelming support. Donations poured in for Rex's medical care. Veterinarians offered free treatment, while community members organized fundraisers. Children sent handwritten cards with crayon drawings of Rex wearing a hero's badge, each one signed with words like, "Thank you for protecting us." The town wasn't just helping, they were healing alongside him. For Mark, the outpouring was overwhelming. He had felt so alone in his grief, but now, seeing neighbors and strangers alike standing with him, he realized Rex's story had touched far more lives than he ever imagined. The bond between Officer and K9 had become a symbol of loyalty, resilience, and the power of never giving up hope. In the weeks that followed, Rex slowly regained his strength. With each day of rest, proper care, and love, the proud glint in. His eyes began to return. Though scars remained, both visible and unseen. He walked beside Mark once again with a renewed spirit, tail wagging with determination. Justice soon caught up with those responsible. Authorities tracked down the individuals who had stolen and mistreated Rex, and they were arrested on multiple charges. The case ignited conversations across the state about stronger laws to protect service animals, ensuring no other hero dog would endure the same cruelty. When Rex finally stepped back into the precinct, officers lined up to welcome him. Applause filled the room as Mark patted his partner proudly. Rex had not only survived, he had become a symbol of courage and justice, proving that true loyalty can never be broken.